Hello, and welcome to another edition of Focus. I'm your host, Vernon L. Bolling. We're on the road, we're traveling. We're in Smyrna, Georgia. Our topic today is acting. You know, a lot of us, we think it's probably a great field to be involved with. It's exciting. You certainly can make a lot of money. But let me also tell you, there's probably a lot of ups and downs in acting like any other career. Today, I have a special guest. She's an actress, she's an actor, and you will definitely recognize her when you see her. So don't touch that remote. We're going to be right back with more Focus and talk about acting.
My winning streak in life didn't begin with a ranch I'd always imagined. It didn't begin when I bought my very first horse, or with a 10-gallon hat I was thirsting for. It began with a hope and a dream, and of course, that wonderful winning ticket. The Arizona Lottery. You can't win if you don't play.
What would you do if you had to choose between the buffalo and the giraffes? Between a flower or an elephant? What would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a million-year-old beach? Between drinking clean water or breathing clean air? Would you make the right choice? Would there be a right choice? Now there's a way to help. Not just one, but all these things. EarthShare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with. Ask your employer about workplace giving.
Welcome back to Focus. As I said at the head of the show, we're in Smyrna, Georgia, and we're going to talk about acting today. It's my pleasure to introduce my guest. We're in our lovely home, Miss Joan Pringle. Ms. Pringle, thank you for inviting us in and talking about a very popular topic, acting.
Well, it's great to be here with you.
Can I call you Joan?
Yes, of course you can.
Okay.
Only if I can call you Vernon.
Please do. Please
Okay.
do. You know, the first time I remember seeing you on TV would have been in a program called The White Shadow. Basketball team probably was taking place in an urban environment. White principal, you were the principal, white coach, basketball team made up mainly of Latinos and blacks, just giving the people a little taste of it. My main question to you is what got you going in that, and was that your first major part?
Well, I started off in theater in New York,
Okay.
Lincoln Center Repertory Company, and I was put under contract. I auditioned for Universal Studios. They brought me out to California, and I had done some TV with Universal, and then I did some sitcom work, some drama work, and actually that was probably the really big role for me as the principal, Sybil Buchanan in The White Shadow. I had done several things before then, but this is kind of my, I guess you would say, breakout role in television. Yeah.
Let me digress a little. You told me you was raised basically in New York City, okay? Because I was from New York, and I think Harlem.
Right, and Brooklyn and the Bronx.
I think our communities might have been a little different.
No doubt.
But how did you get into acting? I mean, you know, obviously I only thought of TV, and we got the first TV in the projects, and it was only a few channels. I Love Lucy was the big thing. Why acting?
Well, I really don't know, except if I think about it and I go back to the first time I was ever on stage, I was 5 years old in the first grade. I was very shy. I was the youngest in my class, and it was the first time I had been separated from my mother. And and into the real world now. So I was scared, but once I got on stage and did The Good Ship Lollipop with a bunch of other little girls, and little boys coming across the stage in their tuxedos, the Downtown Strutters Ball, I felt at home and comfortable being on the stage. I'm not sure why, but it gave me a very comfortable feeling, like I felt I was at home. And getting the audience reaction, knowing that they loved it, really helped a lot. And from that time on, I always loved acting, and I've always been very dramatic. Just ask my mother and my sisters. And I've always loved it. I was always interested in it and belonged to drama clubs and schools, majored in theater and English in college. And it just gave me a way, it helped me get over a lot of shyness and some lack of self-confidence, perhaps. And playing other characters at times was a lot easier than being myself, you know, playing somebody else.
So you were ham, you knew that. You like
okay.
that. Okay. Okay. Then what took you, well, when you did White Shadow, being the first role you had, you did a little on stage.
Well, it wasn't the first role, but it was a very major role for me, yeah.
You prefer on stage opposed to, and I'm going to visit this later, but you would prefer on stage opposed to TV or movies?
I love them all a lot, but I think my greatest artistic satisfaction is on stage, because you're right in the moment and you have this relationship with your audience, although it's unspoken. You can feel their reaction to you, and you bring them in with what you do emotionally, intellectually, and it's very gratifying. It's a real kind of natural high, I guess you'd say, and especially when you feel you're affecting somebody, perhaps even helping them in some way, you know, to identify with what's going on stage.
Okay, so you knew from your school that you were enjoying this. So it was something that you might, I don't know how much into it you were into it, but you knew it was something you'd like to do. Where did you go from there? Did you move out to California?
Well, after college, I went to graduate school for a while, and I didn't complete it because this professor who was teaching a class at Hunter College, where I was, asked me to do a play that he was directing at Summer Repertory Company at Columbia University. And I said, oh, I would love to. And then I went and I decided, okay, what I really want to do is be an actor. I was going to get a graduate degree to teach theater in college, but I really wanted to act. So from then on, school kind of went the way sometimes school goes, and I kind of continued on my way and auditioned and did a few things in New York, and then came out to California via Universal contract.
Okay, you kind of went through that quickly. Via Universal contract, you came out. Did the contract happen while you were in New York? It happened in New York?
In New York. I auditioned in New York for a vice president, one of the